guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina and I'm a mama to 3 little girls with 1 more baby on the way. This week I thought I'd share with you my 33-week bump update. I feel like a lot of things are changing now. Definitely I'm going into that last sort of home stretch of pregnancy and it hasn't been easy, that's for sure. Last week I did go and I got my gestational test done and I don't think that I have diabetes this go around because I haven't heard back from anybody, and I've been pretty fortunate. I haven't had gestational with any of my girls either, and I think, you know, it's one of those things that I go into trepidatiously because I do have a mother that has diabetes, and diabetes just runs in our family. Otherwise, I'm sure my doctor's going to tell me that I have pretty low iron, and that's been really common with all 3 of my other pregnancies. I don't know what it is, but I think I'm one of those people that I go into pregnancy with low iron to begin with, and so I have a feeling he's gonna kind of discipline me, naughty girl, for not taking her iron supplements. Now I must say I'm not recommending that you don't do that yourself, but I've just been relying on the iron in my vitamins. Every time I take sort of an additional iron supplement, it really bogs my system up. Not only does it make me feel just really ill sometimes if I don't take it with food, but I also find it just creates a lot of constipation and it's just not fun, and it's something that I would rather avoid. I mean, I've got all the other symptoms right now when it comes to heartburn and indigestion and aches and pains, and so to add constipation into the mix and then maybe risk that turning into some sort of hemorrhoid situation is just sort of like the last thing on my mind. Now, being so late into my 3rd trimester, I'm not as worried, I guess you could say, about sort of getting all that extra iron in. I just feel like, you know, I'm taking my proper vitamins, and the food, of course, has iron in it as well. But if my doctor says that I'm getting really low, then I'll have to just go back on it and suck it up and hopefully increase my water intake and just hope for the best. But I know that it's something that really affects my body, and it's not fun. It's a really annoying side effect of being pregnant. It could also be that, you know, I often wonder if I am struggling with low iron because I am just so exhausted. I just feel really beat. Today especially, actually, I must admit, my girls are out skiing with their dad today, which I'm really fortunate. I've just got the little one at home here, and it's just one of those things where I am so beat. Like I want to lay down and have a nap. So it could be the low iron situation. I don't know. We'll see what my doctor says this week in my checkup. So other signs and symptoms that I've been experiencing in my 33 weeks of pregnancy, well, I definitely started to have Braxton Hicks this week. I probably had it about 2 times maybe that I can really clearly remember. Probably it's happened more. But essentially, from what I understand, Braxton Hicks is your body's way of practicing for labor. And definitely it started because the other night I was sitting on the couch and all of a sudden my whole stomach just sort of felt frozen. And I would compare it to having a volleyball and overfilling it with air. So I was feeling that from the inside and the outside. Like I even got my husband to come feel my stomach and just see how hard it was. It's the weirdest thing. It's like your whole stomach is contracting, the whole thing. And it doesn't last for very long. Maybe it lasts for, I don't know, it could be 5-10 minutes and then it kind of dissipates, but it's really strange. And you start to feel like this total tightness, and it's almost hard to breathe at times. I mean, of course you can breathe through it, no problem. It's not painful, but it's just sort of uncomfortable is how I would put it. So that's been new and definitely a sign that body's starting to get ready, starting to gear up. And so those are good things, of course. And then on top of that, I just feel such a heaviness now. You know, obviously the baby is getting a lot bigger and I'm starting to really experience a lot more of that round ligament pain. I'm experiencing a lot of sort of aches and pains, like the lightning crotch that a lot of women talk about. I'm totally getting that now, and it's not fun. It's really painful. It's just, I think it's just the weight of the baby inside me weighing down and pressing on nerves. I'm feeling a lot of sciatic pain, and that's also not so fun. So even when I'm walking around the house or if I go out for a walk with the family, I'm just sort of limping along because I can just feel that pain shooting up and down my backside. It's tough. The last stages of pregnancy are not really glamorous. I hate to say it, but you know, it's exciting and there's so much anticipation, but it's also a lot of thoughts going through your mind, and you know, sort of a lot of changes that happen right towards the end, and it really causes women like myself to slow down, which is difficult to do, especially when you have other children you got to run around and care for. So that's been definitely a big change, I would say, in this week and going forward. And definitely the other thing I've noticed is that the baby has slowed down on their movements. You know, it's one of those things where a couple weeks ago I could feel the baby moving, and it was just like these sort of really big motions and lots of kicking and punching and whatever the baby's doing inside me. And it was almost jarring, like you'd be sitting on the couch and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, like I could look down and I could see my stomach jumping. Now I would say that the movements are a lot slower. You know, I do get the 1-2 punch every now and then, but for the most part, the movements are slowing right down. And if I had to guess, I'll find out this week from my doctor, but I'd have to say that the baby is definitely head down, feels that way. I feel a lot of pressure down there. So that I hope is gonna continue. I've been lucky enough with my other 3 girls that my girls all went head down as they got close to time, and so you know, I'm just hoping that that'll be the same for this one. So definitely there's antsiness to get things done around here. You know, for the most part I feel prepared for a newborn, but you know, it's all the other house projects and things that kind of tend to loom over our heads that I just feel this pressure that I want to get accomplished. I want to get it finished, especially because I just want things set up for my other kids that are home with me right now. I'm gonna have 2 that are gonna be home while I have a newborn, and so I just really want those spaces complete and ready. And the other big thing that we're gonna be venturing forward with is actually weaning my youngest. She just turned 2 and she still nurses to sleep at night. And this is like the biggest hurdle for me every time. Essentially, once I get pregnant with the next child, I end up weaning them before I have my baby. And sometimes it goes great, and then other times it's really, really hard. And I'll probably create a video based on this and discuss it in more detail, sort of our approaches and how we do this. My youngest right now, she's like barely on. She probably stays on for 5 minutes, and it's just so uncomfortable for me right now as well. Whenever I'm pregnant, I just have this like extra sensitivity. It feels like, you know, I can compare it to when you first start nursing, and sometimes it's really, really uncomfortable when your baby latches. That's kind of what I'm experiencing right now. And she's not drinking, she's just sort of soothing on me. And so yeah, I'm really feeling this strain. I really want to be done, but it's also really emotional, and I'm gonna cry about it because it's such a strong bond that you share with your child, and it's not easy to let it go. So other than me complaining about all my aches and pains and symptoms that are arising right now, everything else is really good. I feel healthy, I feel sound of mind. You know, I'm definitely anticipating and getting ready for this baby. You know, labor and delivery is always on the back of my brain for some reason. I guess because I'm not the most, you know, adventurous person in life, but one of the things that I do pride on is the fact that I've been able to bring 3 kids into this world safely and, you know, without a lot of interventions. But the journey of labor and delivery is not an easy one, and it still scares me even this 4th time around, only because, you know, you kind of know what you're getting into. You know what's going to happen for the most part if it goes the same way. And also, it's just, from what I understand, each time gets a little bit more intense. It's a little more painful. And I know even when I think back to after delivering Paisley, my youngest, the aftermath, like postpartum situation was a little more raw, a little more real. And I know that when I was nursing her in the hospital, just the after contractions that you get when your uterus is starting to heal and try to shrink back down, man, that pain, that was just brutal, because I felt like I just gone through, well, essentially I just gone through 24 hours of like really intense labor, pain, contractions, delivery. And then you go to feed your newborn and you're getting more contractions. Now, obviously they're not as bad, but they're like, I would compare them to really heavy intense period cramps, and it's just not nice. It's not something you really look forward to when you're trying to nurse your newborn and have this sort of special bonding experience in the hospital. So the good thing though is that when you're there, they have the medicine. And so I've definitely been not shy in like my later sort of pregnancies and deliveries to say like, yes, please, I will take you the medicine. And the pain medicine is just amazing. And it really, really does help and ease that transition from having a baby to the aftermath of having a baby. And so definitely thinking a lot about those things now for whatever reason, and just trying to mentally prepare and get ready and get sorted for this new little one that's coming along. And thankfully through all that, you know, it's a short period in life, and then you get to hold the love of your life in your arms. And I'm just so looking forward to that, and just feeling so grateful that I've been able to have this experience thus far. So I guess I'll give you guys a little peek at my baby bump. It's not gonna look much different than I showed last week, but I'll give you guys a little preview of what's going on. And yeah, there she is, front and center. Not too many stretch marks yet, but man, this area, so sensitive. If you've been pregnant before, you understand what it's like. It's that area around the belly button for me is like the most sensitive. And definitely now I feel like when it comes to picking out clothing options, I'm always picking things that are just loose, that are soft, that just flow over my stomach, because I really just don't want anything rubbing there. And I know I had some really kind of cute maternity clothes that I was wearing in second trimester. I've ditched those. I'm like, forget it. I just want to wear things that stretch. I'm living in tights every day and cardigans, and that's my wardrobe. That's my uniform. It's not the cutest, but at the end of the day, I spend most days at home with my kids, and then my husband comes home to see me. So it's not like I'm really out there, you know, parading around in sweatpants. Although sweatpants are kind of trendy right now anyway, so. But yeah, that's basically what I'm living in. I should do like a video, that would be good. I should do a video on sort of some great basics to have when you're pregnant, because I don't know, for myself, I just feel like all you need is some really good pairs of tights that stay up and some nice stretchy tops, and that's all you really need. You know, it's fine if you want to get a few pieces to show off your bump and give you that sort of feeling of confidence. And, you know, it does make you feel better when you do wear something nice, I will admit. But for the most part, daily life, I would just suggest sticking with the tights and the nice, you know, the long tops, the tunics. Those are the best things to wear for sure. So that's going to be a wrap for this 33-week update. I really appreciate you guys hanging with me, and hope you guys are good wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.